Okay, this is Subfloor Installation. Essentially, we're going to use our plywood subfloor material. I'm going to lay it in place. And again, no tape measures for this. I'm just marking against the rim joist on either the left or the right where the plywood overhangs, as you'll see in the video. Marking it with a pencil, and then I'm using the miter saw just to cut these to the right length. Essentially here, once they're cut to the right length, I'm using this Type On 2 wood glue. You could use your glue gun for this, it's perfectly fine. I'm making sure I glue every single one of those joists. On goes the plywood, and then I'm using 1-inch nails in my brad nail gun. And I've made a separate video on the nail spacings, but essentially I'm nailing one in each corner, as you can see here. And then I go along the top edge and nail every other joist. So you can see every other joist. And I'm making sure I'm coming down about 1/2 inch from that top edge. And then on this section where I'm nailing the rim joist, I put like 3 or 4 nails in, that's all it needs. Essentially, the nails are only there to clamp it in place until the glue dries. Here's my second one. Now the reason I mark the edge of the plywood onto the joists is so I know where to glue. There's my nail gun there. Really enjoy using this nail gun so far. It's been a pleasure to use. Nice cordless nail gun. There you see my next one, putting it into position. Working on the corner sections first, and then I go on the top section. Just being careful that my positioning is actually on the joist, so the nail doesn't shoot out to the side. And onto the third one. I believe I did 5 full pieces here. Oh, there goes my pencil. Again, I like working right next to that miter saw. Nice and comfortable space to work. So, other methods of gluing this down on a job site would be construction adhesive, and one of the most common ones is this spray foam applicator, and it comes from the manufacturer, and you squirt it on, it comes out like foam. This is a liquid nails base one, very, very common. Most contractors would use that liquid nails or something similar to that. And as I do this, I'm nailing it, but you can also screw this down. Obviously not on your model house, but on a real job site, you could screw this down. Personal preference here, I prefer to screw them down. It takes longer, but the reason why I prefer screwing over nailing, it eliminates any possibilities that those floors would ever be squeaky. And the tool of choice, again, miter saw for me, right next to it, quick, easy to use. I've made a separate video on this if you're interested on how to do this with the little tenon saw that I did supply for you guys to use. It is possible. It takes a little bit longer, a little bit more patience, but it is doable. And here you can see it's the same setup here. I'm installing one, doing the next one, and so on. I find it's better and easier this way. Everything holds into place as you're doing it. You noticed I rotated the project around earlier. I was finding I was stretching too far over with the nail gun, so it's never safe to do that. Okay, I'm coming up to this one here where I have to do a little cut. So a little overhang cut, as you'll see in a second. And again, no matter where it overhangs, I'm marking it with my pencil. I have the bandsaw in the shop, so why not use it? And here you can see I'm cutting out those little notches for, I believe this is around the bay window. And again, if you haven't seen it yet, there's a video on there that I put on there about how to do this with the tenon saw. So don't worry if you haven't got the bandsaw. keeping my fingers away from that blade, taking it nice and steady. If your cuts are straight, you can use the fence on the bandsaw for this as well. And there's the little notch section for my bay window. And just like all the others, glue and nail them in place. Again, if you're at home, use your glue gun. Might have to be a little bit more quick with the glue gun so it doesn't dry, but you can get it done. This Titebond glue is amazing. It's very, very good wood glue. And again, nail in the corners. Rim joist, and then a couple of these joists over here. At this point, I reload the nail gun with some nails. I'm using 1-inch nails for this. I need a little tiny slither. I don't know if you can see it on camera. A little, tiny little slither there. Looks like a 1-inch wide piece. Had some scrap laying around in the corner of the shop there. And I'm ripping it down on the bandsaw. Probably the easiest, safest tool to do this project with is the bandsaw. Don't attempt this on the table saw. You never do a freehand cut on the table saw. And I'm just cutting away here until I've got my nice last little slither. There it is. And in it goes. So as you'll see in a second, I did the same thing, glue and nail. Watch how many nails I put in this. I believe I only put 3 nails in. Again, that small piece doesn't take many nails. And that's it. Once that's in, check your edges, bit of sanding, bit of filing, and you are all finished.